Welcome to Opry Mills, Bass Pro Shops. We want to give huge congratulations. Where's Jad? Jad Murphy and Opry Mills. I know Billy Patton's here too. We want to thank them for making this available to us today. We want to welcome the media. Thank you for taking your time to be out here today for a very, very important event. May is Motorcycle Awareness Month. It's designated by the federal government, and we recognize it in the state of Tennessee because we care about saving lives on our roadways. And it's not just the drivers or driver error that causes our fatalities, but it's awareness of motorcycles. Did you know there were 4,957 fatalities for the last year that stats were available just for motorcycles? That's 15% of our annual fatality total in the United States of America. That way overrepresents the number of bikes that we have on the road. So we want to make sure that we save as many lives as we possibly can in the state of Tennessee through motorcycle awareness. Today we are going to remember victims of motorcycle crashes. We are going to urge motorists and motorcyclists to share the road. And I want to introduce to you a very special partner right now, Dr. Oscar Gilliman-Dagey. And he is the trauma medical surgeon at Vanderbilt Hospital. Vanderbilt, as you know, is a level 1 trauma center. Very, very important partner to the Governor's Highway Safety Office. We've worked with them a number of years on the helmet repeal bill and everything that we do. And Dr. Gilliman-Dagey is going to talk about Vanderbilt's role in our partnership. Doc?
Thank you, sir. I want to thank Kendall Poole, the Governor's Highway Safety Office, Opry Mills, and Bass Pro Shops for giving us the opportunity to be here today. I'd also like to thank the Tennessee Department of Transportation and these fine officers of our state and local highway motorcycle patrols. Just so you know, 100% of my traffic citations have been given by motorcycle police officers. That tells you. Vanderbilt University Medical Center Trauma Department is the only level 1 trauma center in Middle Tennessee. We service approximately 45,000 square miles worth of coverage with about 5 million people. Approximately 260 patients in the last year were motorcycle victims. Of those, approximately 10% were unhelmeted. And if you look at the unhelmeted patient population, they're 5 times more likely to die than the helmeted trauma patient from a motorcycle crash. Secondly, they spent approximately 30% more time in the ICU than the helmeted motorcycle crash victim. And overall, if you look nationally, that amounts to approximately $30 million a year in trauma care that could be avoided by the simple use of a helmet. That doesn't even take into consideration the long-term effects of helmet safety and use versus non-helmeted safety. When you look at the traumatic brain injury population, the long-term effects will be seen by families, businesses, communities, when those patients are unable to perform at the level they did prior to their crash. And I can't stress that enough. At this point, I would like to turn the podium over to one of our trauma survivors and motorcycle crash victim, helmeted, Jamie Simmons.
Thanks, Oscar. My name is Jamie Simmons. I am a trauma survivor. Good people at Vanderbilt Medical Center put me back together again. On March 15th, 2012, about 1:30 in the afternoon, I was involved in a near-fatal motorcycle crash. I was traveling on my Harley-Davidson motorcycle, just like one you see down here, at 27 miles per hour on a 2-lane road. when a man pulled out from a stop sign right into my path. I didn't really have any time to brake. I went right into his door. Um, I suffered 14 broken bones. Busted. I came down on my face. My teeth were knocked out. I broke my jaw. Lacerated liver. My right leg was almost ripped off my body. I went into the handlebars where it shattered my pelvis and both my femurs. My right leg was almost ripped off. It was bad. The guy said he never saw me. He told the police that he pulled up to the stop sign. He looked left, he looked right, and then took off. Maybe that one more look to the left might have prevented this injury. But I spent 2 weeks in trauma, another 6 weeks over at Select Specialty, and then went home to a hospital bed where I had to be toted around in a wheelchair by my lovely wife. She tended to me. She never left my side. It was a long haul. Went through 18 surgeries. I lost 18 pints of blood by the time they got me to Vanderbilt, where I was given 40 total by the time it was all said and done. The night they took me off sedation, they wanted to check for brain activity. And they brought my wife back to ask me a series of questions to see what kind of responses they would get, and determined that I was there. That day I had a half helmet on, like some of these that you see here, a certified DOT helmet. Had a pretty good gash on the right side of it, so I know I took a shot. You know, and I can't tell you that helmet saved my life, but I can tell you that I did have it on. It took a shot, and I didn't suffer any brain damage. So what Oscar was saying earlier is so true. Helmets do save lives. I wish I would have had a full face helmet on, because maybe I could have kept all my teeth and kept my jaw from being broken, but we'll say about hindsight. I'm just so thankful to be here in front of you today, and thankful to Vanderbilt for putting me back together. You know, in my personal opinion, there are things that could be done to motorcycles to maybe help people see them a little better. Maybe the HID headlights, the flashing lights. And I know a lot of these guys take the reflectors off the side of their bikes to be cool. But, you know, I just think we could do as much as we can just to be seen. Just thank you. Thank you for listening, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Jamie, and I can't think of a better way to get the message across when we start talking about the impact to victims. And thank you, Dr. G, for everything that you said, representing Vanderbilt and someone who has been through, like Jamie, an unbelievable story. You know, the Governor's Highway Safety Office is very fortunate to be a part of the Tennessee Department of Transportation, and we work with a number of agencies statewide, including the Department of Safety, Highway Patrol, but TDOT is taking it as a challenge to make sure that we keep our roads as safe as they possibly can. And the Commissioner of the Department of Safety is here today with us. The Commissioner of the Department of Transportation is here with us today. My boss, Commissioner John Schroer.
Thank you, Kendall. We work hard and work in partnership with the Tennessee Highway Patrol to try to make our roads as safe as possible. And awareness is the things that we really work on. If you've seen our message boards, we talk a lot about sharing the highway with motorcycles. Please look twice. I had a very dear friend that nearly lost his leg and spent about 10 years trying to keep it from losing it, and he's worked hard to do it. It can be devastating, as we just heard as well. We continually have to make sure that our roads and people are aware of what's going on. Over the last couple of years, we've had 2,800 wrecks on motorcycles in our Kendall said earlier, we are tying the national average. It's about 14 to 15% of the fatalities are motorcycles. You all are aware of that, and we work hard to make this done. We just want to make sure the public is aware. This year, we've already had 15 fatalities on motorcycles for this year. So our message here in partnership with Highway Patrol is be aware, look twice, be safe. Not only those that are riding the motorcycles, but specifically those that are in the four-wheel vehicles. You've got to pay attention to what's there. A quick move can cause a fatality. So our job here is just to make people aware. We're proud of everybody being here. We look forward to this competition, and I'll turn it back to Ken.
And, you know, one of the things, stay here just a second, Commissioner. One of the great things that he has done are the dynamic message signage messages. We have 151 of those signs across the state. And the thing that we get the most comments on, other than a running fatality total, are motorcycle messages. It's unbelievable. So thank you for making that possible for all Tennesseans. I want to introduce to you a great friend in highway safety, Colonel Tracy Trott of the Highway Patrol. And the Highway Patrol and the Department of Safety is an unbelievable cohort partner to us in TDOT and the Governor's Highway Safety Office. And Colonel Trott is a very, very eloquent spokesman. He has a great advantage to be able to talk about motorcycles and awareness and enforcement. So, Colonel Trott.
Thank you, Kevin. First thing I want to do is give a shout out to Trooper David McVeigh, who's not here today. David suffered a training accident on his motorcycle last week and he's undergone 2 surgeries to repair a broken leg and an injured knee, and we want to say a special hello to David and hope that he's here next year competing in this competition. Motorcycle safety and awareness is a major concern for the THP for a couple of reasons. Reason number one, our fatality rate. We are a southern state and we have a long riding season. Gas prices have gone through the roof, as everybody knows, and more people are looking for alternate means of transportation. And Tennessee has become a destination state for motorcycle enthusiasts, like places like the Dragon in Blount County. And impairment among motorcycle riders is high. The last 2 years, motorcycle fatalities have been about 13.5% of the total fatalities in Tennessee, with 135 in 2013 and 139 in 2012. That is way too many. Reason number two, my administration has instituted a strong enforcement policy and presence with the use of motorcycles in our data-driven enforcement program. Past administrations have only used motorcycles for ceremonial purposes. We're using them to enforce the law and make other places safe. I constantly worry about their safety in a very dangerous job. We now have 24 active motor units, and we're purchasing 6 more this year. They have worked in over 44 counties in Tennessee during 2013, logging over 10,000 man-hours. We use them for general patrol work, but mostly we put them in dangerous areas where traffic fatalities and violations are high for special enforcement assignments. The Dragon is a perfect example of that, and our partnership with GHSO. We petitioned GHSO years ago for overtime money to work the Dragon area to reduce fatalities, and they responded by giving us that money, and the results has been significant in the reduction of fatalities. We have an aggressive seatbelt campaign in Tennessee, and motor enforcement is a valuable asset and tool to accomplish that task. Our motors accounted for almost 5,000 seatbelt citations last year, and they're the most effective vehicle in enforcing the texting and driving laws, which are difficult to detect from a vehicle. Overall, our Motor Enforcement Division accounted for almost 12,000 citations in 2013. They conducted 26 ceremonial assignments. They trained 15 other agencies in motorcycle skills, and they competed in 3 different competitions, hosting one like you've seen today. We again host the motorcycle rodeo in the Opryland Mills parking lot. We have agencies from all over Tennessee. We have an agency from Mississippi and several agencies from Canada down here to compete with us. We invest a lot of money in our motorcycle program is spending $75,000 to increase our parking area at the training academy where they have a place to train and do their skill tests. What really concerns me year after year is we face a battle in the legislature to repeal our helmet law. We seem to become a battleground state in that respect, but the research tells us that out of 100 motorcycle riders that are killed without a helmet, 37 of those people would live if they were wearing one. Given the choice, though, motorcycle riders, 72% would not wear a helmet, and their death rate increases 25% by not wearing one. The death rate for a motorcycle is 25 times higher than a vehicle. The THP will continue to have a strong stance against any repeal of the helmet law in Tennessee. As you know, the THP has a motorcycle education program within our department. We are lucky to have someone like John Milliken, who is a veteran motor rider and a retired police officer with over 30 years' experience from the Metro PD, to head our program. John gives us a lot of credibility from his experience on motors. He's a graduate of the FBI National Academy, and he just brings a great deal of common sense and credibility to our program. MREP has 31 training sites across Tennessee, 200 rider coaches, 7 rider coach trainers, and we average over 7,500 students every year trained in motorcycle safety. Our safety program is recognized by the insurance industry that give discounts to their graduates. And we're adding a 3-wheel motorcycle training course because of the popularity of those new vehicles. MREP has recently contracted with the Ball Network in Tennessee to broadcast our motorcycle safety messages. We're excited about the potential of that relationship. We have a great cooperative partnership in Tennessee between the THP, TDOT, and Governor's Highway Safety. We all speak from the same page, and our only goal is traffic safety and making sure motorists are safe on the road, and that includes all motorcycle riders. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Colonel Trott. You know, it all comes down to education, enforcement, engineering. Commissioner Stroller and TDOT do a wonderful job of making sure our roads themselves are actually physically safe. We help to try to provide as much education as we possibly can, but without safe roads, education, we couldn't do any of that. We didn't have the enforcement to back that up. And you mentioned the fact that we've got local partners here. I know Sergeant Jimmy Brown is here with the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, representing all of our local officers that take part in motorcycle enforcement across the state. Are so important to us. Just a couple of tips for motorcyclists. The motorcyclist has the same rights, privileges, and responsibilities as any other motorist on the roadway. So it's important for us as drivers to make sure that we're aware of motorcycles. As Jamie was talking about, always signal your intentions if you're riding a motorcycle before changing lanes or merging with traffic. And this goes for motorists too. This allows both people to anticipate movements and find a safe lane position. We always recommend allowing more distance, 3 or 4 seconds when you are following a motorcycle in a car. This gives the rider actually more time to maneuver or stop in case of an emergency. And motorcycle riders may suddenly need to change speed or adjust lane position to avoid hazards like potholes or gravel or different things like that. We have wet or slippery surface and pavement scenes, railroad crossing, or groove pavement. So just some tips. We've got some stuff on our website at tntrafficsafety.org. We always have things through the Motorcycle Rider Education Program. We are excited about what we've got coming up in the next year. You're getting ready to hear lots of radio advertisements in the next month talking about awareness of motorcycles and motorcyclists themselves being safe. So we want to congratulate everyone for being a part of this today. We want to thank you for the great weather that was provided to us as well, and the rodeo and just everything has come together so well. We're here to save lives, and that's what this is about, and we can never forget that. So thank you again to the media for being a part of this.